For today's Cyber CEO episode,
he knows where I was struggling and running crazy, or he'd be like, I've seen your calendar today. I can take that and I can just make that connection. Thank you. Because he understands how I operate and then how my team operates. So he can step in and help with my DAS needs help. If we need something done in command, if we have anything like that, but that all came from immersing him as one of our members of our team. Zeus has probably done everything. Looking back, it's like, thank goodness. Thank goodness, because Zeus is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
welcome to CyberCEO, wherein we talk about how our cyberbackers helped our cyber CEOs take their businesses to the next level. CyberCEO is powered by Cyberbacker, the world's leading provider of admin support services from anywhere in the world to anyone in the world. Please visit our website www.cyberbacker.com for more details. Another awesome day here at Cyberbacker. My name is Jello. We're back with another episode of Cyber CEO. And of course, we have a very special guest coming back to the show. Libby, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you very much for asking and for coming back to the show. I know you have a lot of things to do. Really appreciate your time. Now, to start things off, to let you know, we have a lot of listeners who are business owners just like yourself. So I need your help here real quick. Can you tell us something about yourself and your business, Libby?
I am going on my 5th year this year as a team leader CEO for Keller Williams Indy Metro. And Zeus and I have been together for most of it, my Cyberbacker. And I'm a mom of triplet 4-year-olds. So got a lot on my plate.
Really got a lot on your plate, but still growing, of course. How about in the business though? How long have you been in real estate? Is it 5 years too, or more than that?
I have been in real estate for 7 years. So sold for 2 and then moved into the team leader role when the opportunity opened up. So about 5 years ago. Yep. And since have grown, gosh, I can't remember. I remember their goal when I first started was to get to 225 agents, and we're currently at 393. Wow. So yeah, a lot of growth. We've merged 2 market centers in January that came in under us. So it's been amazing.
Gosh, just amazing growth right there. Now, talk to me about virtual leverage though. Again, working with someone virtual with your Cyberbacker currently. Is this your first time to do something like this?
It absolutely is. I remember when we first started the interview process, I was like, how does this even work? And now looking back, it's like, thank goodness. So yeah, I've been with the same backer. So Zeus and I have been together, but it's at least 3 years, if not a little more.
There we go. So at least 3 years or even more is what you mentioned. Now, talk to me more about the hiring process. I'm not sure if you would still remember that was a few years ago, choosing your Cyberbacker. How was the experience there? The interviews, everything?
It was really nice because you guys are great with helping us understand how it's going to work, because we have kind of a firing session and then we narrow it down and then we go again. So going into it, it's like, I don't know what to say. And you guys are very amazing at coaching us on what we're asking and how to prep and all those things. Actually, we went with a backer, and then that backer didn't work out because they had something lined up. And so I never got to work with them. And then Zeus came in, thank goodness, because Zeus is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Talk to me about Zeus though, real quick, before we talk more about his tasks. Talk to me about him. What was it about Zeus that you wanted to partner with him during that time?
He was what I found about Zeus is that he's very resourceful. So he not only was just completing tasks, but he put the effort in to help me grow the system or put in the system. He talked to his group of backers, which this is my favorite part of Cyberbacker, is that you guys put them in groups so that they can have resources of what these people are doing. Hang tight, Libby. I think that I have a smart plan surrounding that my coworker was using. Oh my gosh, thank you. So then he's opened up my world even more and bringing me ideas. And I'm like, I love that. Yes, let's do that. So he's very resourceful and is committed to it and understands the concept outside of just understanding you just understand a script. So they call. This, he understands the whole concept and learned about the concept so that he could add to and not just complete tasks. That's my favorite thing.
There we go. So adding more to the table, of course, with ideas and being resourceful, of course.
Yes. And using the resources that you guys have for them.
Yes, of course, here in Cyberbacker. That's one of our core values, relationships. So helping one another. Talk to me more about that then. Task-wise, what are the things that you asked Zeus to do for you in the business so far?
Zeus has probably done everything. When we first started, he was helping me make my calls, do follow-up, set appointments for me. We have now evolved where I can honestly say he's probably done everything a Cyberbacker you would want them to do over the last 3 years. Because each time we do something, we take time to kind of review and then figure out, okay, how we're going to make this better forward. Because he started with me when I was brand new. So we've been able to grow together and figure out our roles. Now I have an assistant team leader. So she started in January, was formerly an MCA. So it's been really nice because as I've become the crazy team leader who's going 100 miles an hour, who isn't turning in her notes and doing things like that. Now it's more where Zeus is in charge of me. So it's like, Libby, I saw you did that. I went ahead and did this. And then I created a link on your calendar. All you have to do is click that calendar link and your notes just go in there. You don't even have to get into Command, Libby. So it's become more where he and my assistant team leader have now worked to create all of these new systems and processes. So what he does a lot now is manages our processes, manages the Indeed and the funnel so that it gets to us. He takes any referral, because we created a referral system too for our agents. Wow. So all these different forms were Google form friendly. So we create all these forms for people to use. So when they get there, or I get a text message and a call with a referral or something, I just don't have to stop what I'm doing in the moment. I can say Zeus, and Zeus takes it, puts it on my calendar in an open spot, manages my calendar. He does a lot of that now, where it started where I would have a list and he would call and help set appointments. Now it's moved to, he manages my calendar. He manages our smart plans, our Indeed funnel that we have within Indeed ads, which I have some pretty awesome stuff like that. But a lot of our processes with how we do our follow-up and manage our pipeline, all of that he handles. In every way. And then as we change, he comes up with new stuff.
So basically he's really everywhere in the business now.
He honestly has become myself and my assistant team leaders go-to, because we're running so hard. I mean, last month we grossed 18 agents. So it's one of those where we were running so hard and fast. It was like, hang on, no, Zeus, can you do this? And we're constantly communicating with him, he's now like our friend and just one of our team. He's been on my team morning huddles. Everybody knows him and loves him, but it's one of those where he is our go-to for anything.
Everything. Gosh.
Yeah.
Now, talk to me about that partnership, though, because you've grown as friends, is what you mentioned. And during the beginning, we get this question a lot. Let's say during the first few weeks of working with a Cyberbacker, some of our clients would ask, "How would I make this work? How would I make this successful? How would I make it work?" So, how did you and Zeus do it, Libby?
So I always try to, when I help agents hire leverage and things like that, I'm always like, you are responsible for creating that relationship. So you have to put into it. Now, Zeus and we text every day. Our morning text starts at 8 a.m. Yeah. But just a good morning, just happy Friday or whatever the day is. But in the beginning, we had daily huddles. We every morning met and had like just to get to know how I wanted to do things, what my goals were, how he can help me. But if you don't lean into that and treat them and bring them into your team, you guys are doing team huddles. Make sure he knows who does what, because then he then stepped in for me. Libby, I can contact the DFI and we can take care of that. And I was like, thank you. Because he knows where I was struggling and running crazy. Or he'd be like, I've seen your calendar today. I can take that and have them, I can just make that connection. Thank you. Because he understands how I operate and then how my team operates. So he can step in and help with my DAS needs help. If we need something done in command, if we have anything like that, but that all came from immersing him as one of our members of our team.
Gosh, right there, just making them feel that they're part of the team, part of the family, of course. Now, this is my favorite question for today's interview, because again, this is success and everything that you've created together in this partnership. So one of the things what we love to talk about here in the podcast is more about the success story. So these could really inspire our listeners to learn more about virtual leverage. So could you share with us a few metrics that you have or any big successes during the partnership that you have with Zeus?
So, what Zeus and Jessica Riddle, our assistant team leader, we have a meeting actually right after this is our weekly meeting to tackle the world. But what we have really worked on with Zeus, because we did not have great systems. It was a lot of me flying by the seat of my pants, like a lot of team leaders do. But what we've been able to do is create a process, a system where now we're not letting anybody fall through the cracks. We still do, but less. So, and what we have gotten great at is each week we review what worked. So what's been really nice is we have utilized, Command MC, our system, and made sure that we have every person in there, notes, it's linked. Zeus worked very hard on getting our pond from our spreadsheets in there so that we can have a system that is everybody sees. We had a love-hate relationship with Indeed ads. We've seen so many other market centers and team leaders making that work. Indeed, yeah. But it was one of those where it just wasn't for us. So Zeus and Jessica Riddle worked very hard to figure out what was working, and they would meet and figure it out. And I will tell you right now, it's been amazing. This month, we already have, we're already at gross 6 on the 10th. From all of these efforts where it's finally like, oh, all of it is working. But they have had, and she sent me stats because I was like, I need to know what that looks like because it's impressive. But they came up with a system for like the top of the funnel. Those people so that we could cast the net, and then when they're ready, they're with us. So they've had 481 leads, like paid leads. They're in actual dialogue with 41 of those. They're either in real estate school or they are attending our career info sessions. And then they have already signed one. And then every single one of the other ones, all 480, are on smart plans with regular follow-ups. So it's one of those where we are going to catch many, many more of those because we have a system and we know exactly where they're at. Like I can go in and know, because I'll be honest, sometimes I forget because we were talking to so many people. Yeah. I can immediately go and be like, okay, this, and this. And I have all of the notes because Zeus has taken them in whatever way. Sometimes it's notes on my phone and I just screenshot because he gets me. But it's one of those where I can know where we're at, who on the team has talked to them, everything just from our command system, because Zeus works hard to put all those pieces together for us.
Gosh, that's an impact right there, because imagine it's something that they've worked on too. And of course, you're there to help as well. And imagine, how did that idea start though? And using Indeed and to create that system?
Honestly, and I know like when I talk about Zeus, right, I'm like, Zeus came to us. He was like, I have, a fellow backer that he and his team leader are working on this and this and this, and brought the attention to it. He goes, I can learn. That's the other thing I love about Zeus. he was like, if we need help with social media, if we need help with this, I kind of sat in on this class on it and we'll learn it. Like we're meeting today to talk about some campaigns and different things. And just like, no, I will figure that out and learn that. We have those resources. So it's like, he's kind of our resource so that we don't necessarily have to be the experts at it, where either he or myself or Jessica Riddle will hear an idea or what's working for somebody else. And then we can rely on him to kind of get the ins and outs for us. So the Indeed ads, I have heard other people using, and Zeus went to work because he had heard the same thing and got a lot of resources for us.
Gosh, right. It always has his best foot forward. And again, just that great partnership that you have with him. And I forgot to tell you, Zeus is going to be able to listen and watch this once we have this online. So I was wondering, do you have any special messages or a quick shout out you'd like to give out to him before we end today?
All the shout outs for Zeus. He is, I think most of my agents know him too. We used to do Zooms all the time, which we still do. I'm getting ready to hop on with him. And people would walk in the office and be like, hey, Zeus, he is the best. And I'm so thankful for him.
There we go. Now, we are very, very excited to seeing, of course, the continued growth and success of this partnership. And again, Libby, thank you very much for giving us your time today. I had fun
all
talking
right,
to you.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to our daily dose of Cyber CEO. Stay tuned to know more about how Cyberbacker creates a difference in this digital time and age. You can visit our website www.cyberbacker.com and follow our social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Spotify.